Hey friends, day 17, 30 days to change. How's it going so far? I always appreciate the messages, the comments, and the feedback as we're all kind of going through this together for the first time. I can't tell you how excited I am to talk about today's topic. First and foremost, because I'm a student of psychology. I am so intrigued and fascinated by the human brain and the importance of right thinking, as is evidenced in the first several lessons. And B, secondly, because I don't think you're going to really hear this anywhere. You're not going to hear this very many other places. We'll just put it that way. We're talking about managing our resources, and it's kind of based off of the quote of whatever we fail to manage, we will lose. Today, this is just so cool for me to even say it. I want to talk about managing your memories. When have you ever heard that term? I've never heard it before, managing your memories. And I'm not giving myself credit for discovering the idea. It's a very new concept in the area of psychology, relatively speaking, in the last maybe 50 years. But specifically talking about the way we remember things and the filter and how we interpret what has happened to us is actually more important than what actually happened to us. That sounds like a crazy statement, I understand. So let me give you an example. Say when you were very young, you were the victim of abuse. You had a relative that was abusing you emotionally, verbally, even physically. Okay, and now person A looks at that abuse and remembers it, and their interpretation of that event is, I'm worthless, I'm a big pain, I'm a problem, I deserved that abuse, right? I deserve that. What do you think that person is gonna, how do you think that person is gonna live the rest of their life? They're gonna, every time they think of that, they're gonna think of all those things that they said about themselves. I'm not worthy of respect, I deserve abuse, and they're gonna attract that sort of stuff in their life, because that's gonna be their narrative, that's their interpretation of those events. Contrast that with the person who experienced the exact same situation but said, my relative was messed up, he made several years of my life miserable, but I forgive him, and it's because he was she was a very broken person, and I'm going to forgive that person, release them, and that's not my identity and who I am and the quality of who I am is not connected to that abuse. You know, I'm better than that abuse. I didn't deserve that abuse, but I had to experience it. And so I'm going to use that as an opportunity to go and help other people that have gone through the same thing. The difference between the way these two people live their lives is as different as night and day. Because if you interpret past events as you deserve them, or because you were a victim, or whatever it is that you tell yourself, you're going to hold on to that for the rest of your life. And it's going to incorporate into the next time you feel pain. You're going to revert back to those memories, and it's just going to it's going to build on itself like a snowball going down a hill. But the beautiful thing is it can be either for good or for bad. And I think a lot of times we gravitate toward remembering memories potentially negatively, you know? And so what we need to do is we need to recalibrate our thinking, or another problem would be to remember memories too fondly. For example, if somebody breaks up with us, you go through the pain of heartbreak, and what you do is, instead of remembering all the reasons why that person was not right for you, you instead romanticize about all the good things that person was. You choose how you remember that person too. And you think of two people. The first person remembers all the good things about that person and how they were the one and they were so perfect, and they go through their life living with regret, remorse, sadness, oh, I lost this person, versus the other person who interprets that same exact event and saying, that person wasn't right for me. I don't necessarily know why they broke up with me, but I don't need that person in my life. They did this and this and this and this, and you come up with a checklist of all the reasons they weren't right for you. Which one of those two people is going to be free? It's going to be the second person, So I just want to challenge us to really lay hold of our memories and to manage them effectively. And by effectively, I mean interpreting the events of our past in a way that benefits our future. Does that make sense? It's not that we lie to ourselves or we tell ourselves something different than what happened. It's that we interpret events in a way that's gonna be a booster to our future and not a weight that we bring into our future. Does that make sense? So I was super excited to share that today. I wasn't even planning on sharing this as part of the 30 days until relatively recently. I was on a run and it just hit me like a lightning bolt. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was kind of a revelation to me at the time as well. And the more I think about it, the more I realize the power in doing this. We have to interpret our past in a way that's beneficial for us, edifying for us, and that's gonna propel us into the future that we were created to have. So food for thought for your day. Thanks so much for watching, and looking forward to joining you again tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.